Are you unknowingly aging yourself 10 years faster than you should be? The truth might shock you. There are certain habits and behaviors that after age 70 don't just slow you down. They literally accelerate your aging process, making your body and mind deteriorate much faster than nature intended. Most people think aging is inevitable, that once you hit 70, decline is just part of the process. But here's what researchers have discovered. Some people in their 80s look and feel better than others in their 70s, and the difference often comes down to a few critical behaviors that either protect you or destroy you from the inside out. In this video, we're going to reveal 7 things that if you're still doing them after 70, are aging you 10 years faster than you should be. These aren't just lifestyle suggestions. They're based on real scientific studies that show exactly how these behaviors attack your cells, weaken your organs, and steal years from your life. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which habits are secretly aging you, and more importantly, what you can do starting today to stop this accelerated aging process and potentially add years back to your life. Stay tuned until the end, because some of these might surprise you. And the last one is something almost everyone over 70 does without realizing how much damage it's causing. Now let's dive in and see if you're making any of these age-accelerating mistakes. Mistake number 1. Sitting for more than 8 hours a day. If you're still spending most of your day sitting after age 70, you're literally aging your body 10 years faster than you should be. Research has shown that prolonged sitting doesn't just make you feel stiff. It fundamentally changes how your body functions at the cellular level. Studies have found that people who sit for more than 8 hours daily have shorter telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that determine how fast we age. Shorter telomeres mean faster aging, period. Think about 2 men, both 72 years old, David and Harold. David retired and now spends most of his day watching TV, reading in his chair, or working on puzzles at the kitchen table. He might sit for 10-12 hours a day with only brief breaks. Harold, on the other hand, makes it a point to get up every hour, take short walks throughout the day, and rarely sits for more than 2 hours at a time. Over the course of just 2 years, David starts experiencing joint stiffness. His muscles begin to weaken noticeably, and his energy levels drop. His doctor mentions concerns about his circulation and blood sugar levels. Harold, however, maintains his flexibility, strength, and energy. People often comment that he looks years younger than his age. What David doesn't realize is that prolonged sitting triggers a cascade of aging processes. His metabolism slows down, his muscles begin to atrophy, his circulation becomes sluggish, and inflammation increases throughout his body. All of this accelerates aging at the cellular level. The good news is this is completely reversible. Simply standing up for 2 to 3 minutes every hour, taking short walks or doing light stretches, can immediately begin reversing this damage. Your body is designed to move, and even small movements can have profound anti-aging effects. So ask yourself, are you spending most of your day sitting? If so, you're choosing to age faster than necessary, and it's time to make a change. Mistake number 2, eating the same foods you did at 50. If you're still eating the same way you did in your 50s or 60s, you're accelerating your aging process dramatically. Your nutritional needs change significantly after 70. And ignoring this change is one of the fastest ways to age your body prematurely. Research shows that people who don't adjust their diet after 70 experience faster muscle loss, weaker immune systems, and higher rates of cognitive decline compared to those who adapt their nutrition to their aging body's needs. Consider 2 women, both 74, Patricia and Linda. Patricia continues eating the same portions and types of food she's eaten for decades, moderate amounts of everything, not paying much attention to protein or specific nutrients. Linda, however, learned that after 70, her body needs more protein to maintain muscle, more calcium and vitamin D for bone health, and more omega-3 fatty acids for brain function, so she adjusted her diet accordingly. Over 3 years, Patricia notices she's losing muscle mass, feeling weaker, and her energy levels are inconsistent. She gets sick more often and recovers more slowly. Her memory seems a bit hazier than before. Linda, on the other hand, maintains her strength, rarely gets sick, and her mind stays sharp. At 77, people are amazed by her vitality. What Patricia doesn't understand is that after 70, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Your muscle protein synthesis slows down, and your immune system needs extra support. Continuing to eat like a younger person means you're essentially undernourishing your aging body, forcing it to break down faster. The solution isn't complicated, but it is specific. After 70, you need approximately 25–30% more protein than younger adults, more foods rich in antioxidants to fight aging, and nutrients specifically targeted at maintaining bone, muscle, and brain health. If you haven't adjusted your eating habits since your 60s, you're literally starving your body of what it needs to age gracefully. And every day you wait, you're falling further behind. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment "Stop" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's continue. Mistake number 3. Avoiding all forms of resistance exercise. If you're still avoiding weights, resistance bands, or any form of strength training after 70, you're aging your muscles, bones, and entire body at an alarming rate. This might be the biggest mistake people make after 70, and it's literally stealing years from their life. Studies have shown that people who avoid resistance exercise after 70 lose muscle mass 3 to 5 times faster than those who do some form of strength training just twice a week. This isn't just about looking good, it's about survival. Let me tell you about two men, both 76, George and William. George believes that at his age, lifting weights is dangerous, so he sticks to walking and light activities. William started doing simple resistance exercises with light weights and resistance bands twice a week after learning about the research. He's not trying to become a bodybuilder, just maintain his strength. After 2 years, George has lost significant muscle mass, struggles with stairs, has trouble getting up from chairs without help, and has fallen twice. His bone density scan shows concerning results. William, however, has actually gained muscle mass, moves with confidence, and his bone density has improved. His doctor is amazed by his physical condition. What George doesn't realize is that after 70, if you don't actively work against muscle loss, you can lose up to 8% of your muscle mass per year. This doesn't just make you weak. It accelerates aging throughout your entire body. Your metabolism slows, your bones weaken, your balance deteriorates, and your risk of falls and fractures skyrockets. Resistance exercise is the fountain of youth for people over 70. It signals your body to build and maintain muscle, strengthens bones, improves balance, and even enhances cognitive function. You don't need to lift heavy weights. Even light resistance exercises can dramatically slow your aging process. The truth is, avoiding resistance exercise after 70 isn't playing it safe. It's choosing rapid aging over graceful aging. Every week you skip strength training is a week you're aging faster than necessary. Mistake number 4. Going to bed. After 11 p.m. if you're still staying up past 11 p.m. regularly after age 70, you're disrupting your body's natural healing and repair processes, literally aging yourself faster than you should be. Your sleep needs and patterns change dramatically after 70, and fighting this change accelerates aging at the cellular level. Research has found that people over 70 who regularly go to bed late have higher levels of inflammation, weaker immune systems, and show signs of accelerated brain aging compared to those who align with their body's natural circadian rhythms. Think about two women, both 71, Sarah and Janet. Sarah has always been a night owl and continues staying up until midnight or later, watching TV or reading. She feels proud that she doesn't need to go to bed early like old people. Janet, however, noticed that her body naturally wants to wind down earlier now, so she embraces it and is usually in bed by 10:30 p.m. Over 18 months, Sarah starts experiencing more frequent memory lapses, feels tired during the day despite getting 7–8 hours of sleep, and gets sick more often. Her skin looks more aged, and she feels like she's in a mental fog much of the time. Janet, on the other hand, wakes up refreshed. Her mind is sharp throughout the day, and she maintains vibrant energy. What Sarah doesn't understand is that after 70, your body produces less melatonin naturally, and your circadian rhythms shift earlier. Fighting against this natural change disrupts crucial repair processes that happen during deep sleep. Your brain clears toxins, your immune system strengthens, and your cells repair damage, but only when you sleep at the right times. Late bedtimes after 70 don't just make you tired. They prevent your body from completing essential anti-aging processes. You're literally preventing your body from repairing itself properly each night. The good news is that embracing an earlier bedtime isn't giving in to aging. It's optimizing your body's natural repair systems to keep you younger longer. Most people over 70 feel and function best when they're in bed by 10:30 p.m. Mistake number 5. Trying to do everything yourself. If you're still insisting on doing everything yourself after 70, all the heavy lifting, home maintenance, complex tasks, and refusing help from others, you're not showing strength. You're accelerating your aging process through chronic stress and physical strain. Studies have shown that people who refuse appropriate help and try to maintain the exact same level of independence they had in their 50s experience higher stress hormones, more injuries, and faster physical decline than those who learn to delegate wisely. Consider 2 men, both 75, Robert and Thomas. Robert insists on doing all his own yard work, home repairs, and heavy lifting because he doesn't want to seem old or helpless. Thomas has learned to ask for help with the heaviest tasks while maintaining independence in areas that matter most to him. After 2 years, Robert has injured his back twice, experiences chronic stress from overwhelming himself, and ironically has become less independent because of his injuries. Thomas, however, maintains his strength and energy for the activities he truly enjoys, rarely gets injured, and actually maintains better overall independence. What Robert doesn't realize is that trying to do everything yourself after 70 creates chronic stress, which floods your body with cortisol and other aging hormones. It also increases injury risk, and one major injury after 70 can set off a cascade of decline that ages you rapidly. Smart independence after 70 means knowing when to get help so you can preserve your energy and strength for what matters most. It's not about giving up. It's about aging strategically. The people who age most gracefully after 70 aren't the ones who refuse all help. They're the ones who get help with the right things so they can stay strong and independent in the ways that matter most. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment "help" below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating content to inform and inspire you. Now let's continue. Mistake number 6. Avoiding social activities because they're too much trouble. If you've started skipping social activities, declining invitations, or avoiding gatherings because they seem like too much trouble after 70, you're accelerating your aging process in ways you can't even see. Social isolation after 70 doesn't just make you lonely, it literally ages your brain and body faster. Research has shown that socially isolated adults over 70 have a 50% higher risk of dementia, significantly higher inflammation levels, and their brains actually shrink faster than those who maintain active social connections. Think about 2 women, both 73, Margaret and Dorothy. Margaret has gradually started declining invitations, skipping her book club, and avoiding family gatherings because they require effort. Getting dressed up, driving at night, or dealing with crowds feels exhausting. Dorothy, on the other hand, makes the effort to stay socially engaged even when it's not always convenient. After 18 months, Margaret notices her memory isn't as sharp. She feels depressed more often, and when she does interact with people, she feels out of practice and awkward. Her world has gotten smaller, and she feels older. Dorothy, however, maintains her mental sharpness, feels energized by her connections, and people often comment on how vibrant and youthful she seems. What Margaret doesn't realize is that social interaction is like exercise for your brain. When you avoid social activities, you're not just missing fun, you're depriving your brain of the complex stimulation it needs to stay young. Social isolation triggers inflammation, weakens immune function, and accelerates cognitive decline. Every social activity you skip because it's too much trouble is a choice to age faster. Your brain needs the challenge of social interaction, the stimulation of conversation, and the emotional connection that comes from being with others. The good news is that it's never too late to reconnect. Even small social interactions, a phone call, a brief visit, or joining one activity, can immediately begin reversing the aging effects of isolation. So ask yourself, Have you been avoiding social activities because they seem like too much effort? If so, you're choosing accelerated aging over the connections that could keep you young. Mistake number 7, staying in your comfort zone mentally. If you've stopped challenging yourself mentally after 70, avoiding new technology, declining to learn new things, or sticking only to familiar routines, you're aging your brain 10 years faster than necessary. Mental stagnation after 70 is one of the most dangerous aging accelerators. Studies have found that people who stop learning new skills after 70 show signs of cognitive decline, 3 to 5 times faster than those who continue challenging their minds with new experiences, skills and knowledge. Let me tell you about 2 men, both 78, Albert and Henry. Albert decided that at his age, he doesn't need to learn new things anymore. He sticks to familiar routines, avoids computers and smartphones, and dismisses new experiences as not for someone my age. Henry, however, learned to use a tablet, started taking an online art class, and even began learning Spanish. After just 1 year, Albert's family notices he seems less sharp, has trouble following complex conversations, and appears to have aged significantly. His confidence has declined, and he seems older than his years. Henry, on the other hand, is more engaged than ever. His memory is sharp, and he has a vitality that makes people forget his age. What Albert doesn't understand is that your brain needs novelty and challenge to stay young. When you stop learning, your neural connections begin to weaken, your cognitive flexibility decreases, and your brain literally begins to age faster. Learning new skills creates new neural pathways and keeps existing ones strong. The people who stay mentally young after 70 aren't necessarily the smartest. They're the ones who stay curious. They embrace new technology, learn new skills, and maintain what researchers call cognitive reserve. Every time you say, "I'm too old to learn that," or avoid something because it's unfamiliar, you're choosing brain aging over brain vitality. Your mind needs challenge to stay young, regardless of your age. The solution is simple. Pick one new thing to learn or one unfamiliar skill to try. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even learning to use a new app or trying a new hobby can help keep your brain young. Final thoughts. Your choice: accelerated aging or graceful aging. Now that you know these 7 aging accelerators, take an honest look at your life. Are you making choices that age you faster, or are you choosing behaviors that help you age gracefully? The truth is, how fast you age after 70 isn't determined by your genes or luck. It's largely determined by your daily choices. Every day you sit too long, eat like a younger person, avoid strength training, stay up too late, refuse help, skip social activities, or avoid mental challenges, you're choosing accelerated aging. But here's the empowering truth. You can start reversing this damage today. Your body and mind are remarkably adaptable, even after 70. The moment you start making better choices, you begin slowing your aging process. The goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better, because at 70, 80 and beyond, the quality of your years matters more than the quantity. And the choices you make today determine whether those years are filled with vitality, strength and joy, or decline, limitation, and regret. If you've recognized yourself in any of these aging accelerators, don't feel discouraged, feel empowered. You now know exactly what's been aging you faster than necessary, and more importantly, you know what to do about it. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share which of these aging accelerators surprised you most and what you plan to change starting today. Your insights help other viewers, and reading your comments motivates us to continue creating content that makes a real difference in people's lives. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Your support helps us reach more people with information that could literally add years to their lives. Thanks for watching, and remember, aging gracefully isn't about luck, it's about choice. Make the right choices, and your 70s, 80s, and beyond can be the best years of your life.